Well, there it is. Hey, this is WTii with a commentary for Blizzard's Heroes of the Storm Alpha So You Think You Can Cast March Edition. Now this match is being played on the Haunted Mines. On this battleground, players are going to want to enter the mines when they're able to, and then once inside those mines they're going to want to destroy the undead because they're going to be able to collect the skulls that drop from the undead and get themselves a nice big grave golem. Let's have a look at the blue team here. We've got Fala, we've got Nazeeba, the Witch Doctor, we've got Kerrigan, we've got Tassadar, and my boy Stitches sporting that chef outfit. Kerrigan looks pretty good with the succubus as well, gotta admit. And there is Taronda with the Blood Elf outfit. We've got e.t.c. looking very 80s. We've got a patriotic Raina, a Gazlo all ready to go with his rocket turret, and Ufa lumberjacking his way through the game. We'll see how that outfit works out for him. Does it give him any benefits? I don't think so. But he looks good. Anyway, the game's about to get going and the players are mounting up. Going to make their way to the gates and get cracking. We can see 2 players on the blue team approaching the north gate. Meanwhile, 3 players, actually scrap that. 3 players to the north gate. They decided to switch it up slightly. We've got Nazeeba on the bottom, as you can see by the mini-map. And we've got a 4th player from the blue team matching up towards the top there, coming in from the middle. Oh my goodness, there we go. We started it off already. Ufa starting off with Holy Radiance. Stitches try to get a hook there. We can see Sentinel just catching Valor there. Stitches with his protective shield, just doing a little bit of tanking. Kerrigan comes in here from the bushes. Ravage to enter the team battle. And now we've got e.t.c. sporting at the front for the red team. Is he going to engage? He is. He's going to power slide his way through here. Meanwhile, he's getting into a bit of trouble. He's going to want to pull back, but he can't because Kerrigan pulls him back herself with Primal Grasp. Oh my goodness, another hook there already for Stitches, doing very well for his team. He's just grabbed Taronda and finished her off with a slam with the help of his teammates. Very good start for blue. We can see that Raina and Nazeeba going steady at the bottom lane. Back to the top lane, we have a Sentinel coming through there from Taronda. Don't know if it's going to catch anything. Looks like blue team are just trying to get steady. Oh, another hook there for Stitches, catching e.t.c. e.t.c. using his face melt ability just to push away anyone that might get nearby him and try to retreat back to his team. Red team, 4 together, looking good. Holy Radiance with Ufa there, just catching Tassadar a little bit. Here's a little underground look at the mines before they're active. Very dark, no one wants to go in there when it's that dark, but it's spooky, especially with all the undead there. Another hook from Stitches, e.t.c. Got to play it a little bit more careful. Ufa coming in there for 3 hits with his Holy Radiance. Very nice play there, but he might want to back off here. Does look like Time Warp's been used, slows him down a little bit. e.t.c. back in the front once again. Stitches taking the damage from the Lunar Flare. e.t.c. power sliding in, but not engaging past that point. Taronda looking good. Lovely little Holy Radiance there from Ufa, catching a couple of his allies. That heals them up. It also does damage to enemies within a line. So it heals your allies and it can damage enemies. So in the right position, it can do good damage. Oh my goodness. Another hook from Stitches on e.t.c. e.t.c. very close to going down. Picked off by Fala. And she throws off a victory multi-shot afterwards. Protective shield looking good for Fala. She's strong right now. Just got to pick off those remaining rocket turrets and push forward on that lane. 28 seconds now until the gold mine is available. Blue team looking in a good position to take it. Nazeeba throwing down some corpse spiders, not hitting Raina, so they won't chase. They'll go for the minions instead. Zombie wall missing out as well. We can see that red team are hanging out by their gate. They can't come out much further. 10 seconds to go until the gold mine becomes available. Taronda throwing down Sentinel. I believe it might have caught a hero. No, it didn't, because unless you pick the talent to pass through enemies, which you can do with Sentinel, you can boost up certain abilities, and this is very good for heroes. Kerrigan coming in there with the Ravage on Raina, throwing down the Primal Grasp, and she's just going to pick him off there. I think that might be Nazeeba. One of them got it either way, and now it's a 1 versus 2 for e.t.c. He's going to want to get out of this. Another Primal Grasp there for Kerrigan, used early. Maybe e.t.c. was waiting for that so he could pass through with his power slide and get out. We can see the blue team have already entered the mines, and there's 5 of them in there. Currently red team have just started to enter, and we've got Stitches and Tassadar for the blue team versus Ufa, Tarunda and Gazlo coming in fast, and they are trying to go for Tassadar heavy here. Stitches doing some good defense, but Lunar Flare catching out Tassadar, stunning him slightly. He uses phase shift to get out. You see Exploding Charge being used but not actually hitting anyone. Tassadar being caught out by the minions a little bit, backing off, just trying to lose some of the threat. Stitches taking it back up. We've got a 4th player coming in here now for red team. It's Rainer. He's got Inspire going down. He's chasing heavy. You can see that Ufa's going to pick someone. He goes for Tassadar by the looks of it. There's Lunar Flare going there, just missing. Hook misses as well. And down goes Tassadar. e.t.c. just trying to block off Stitches' escape path. And Stitches should probably go down any second now. There it is. And he slides down. Red team takes the victory in that little matchup, but blue team has the victory when it comes to collecting the skulls. We currently have 59 skulls for the blue team. Red team now in a little bit of trouble. Nazeeba just trying to throw down a bit of threat there, but not really being much, so getting back out into the lane. We can see the blue team have 2 players currently engaged on the Golem underneath, who's going to drop a lovely amount of skulls. I believe it might be 30. We'll have a little look. We'll see how that pans out. e.t.c. just defending versus the Knights, the mercenary camp that Nazeeba must have picked up. Yeah, maybe not 30. Looks more like 20. Both players teleporting back now. Plague of Toads and Corpse Spiders for Nazeeba, just trying to throw down some threat there towards e.t.c. Rainer throwing down a penetrating round, pushing back the enemies along with e.t.c. Gazlo up at the top lane currently. He's got Explodium Charge, going to do some good damage to the minions, stun them up a little bit, and Death Laser followed by to finish them off. Stitches looks like he's picking off this Siege Giant Mercenary camp, who will join the blue team once that has been completed. We can see Tarunda almost looking to engage there. Lunar Flare gets the stun on Nazeeba, but Nazeeba turns around with the Corpse Spiders, but they do not engage Tarunda. Looks like Tassadar passing by. Fala looking to get towards the middle brush there, maybe for a gank. They've got to get into safe position, all of these players, because it looks like a big battle is about to start. Stitch is coming out of the mine, straight away into the red team. Looks like Kerrigan's pulled in Rainer there. e.t.c. trying to get in some damage. Wall of zombies not quite doing what it needed to do. Slam on Rainer, but Stitches is now in trouble. Kerrigan using Primal Grass to keep the attention of the red team. And Nazeeba throwing down Ravenous Spirit, doing some good damage there, but looks like he got stunned. And e.t.c. just using his face melt, power slide into Nazeeba, but I believe that he got picked off by Nazeeba before he could do any real damage there. Kerrigan running away for her life, but Rainer is not going to have any of this, and he shoots down his old girlfriend. And as a last result, she brought down the Ultralisk, but it wasn't enough. Meanwhile, Rainer did something similar, brought down his Rainer's Raiders, which are the 2 Banshees, but they didn't last for very long. Fala, alongside Corpse Spiders from Nazeeba on Ufa. Can Ufa walk away from this? We'll see. Oh, e.t.c. using Stage Dive to get towards the fight, and it looks like Fala stayed there for a little bit too long. Picked off. Ufa does walk away. Siege Giants, minions in that lane, and we can see more Siege Giants being picked off by the Tinker, otherwise known as Gazlo. I will refer to him as the Tinker from time to time because I'm an avid Warcraft free player. We can see a giant Golem for blue and a less giant Golem for red now starting to enter the battle, and a nice little Sentinel there from Tarunda on Tassadar. Oh, Explodium Charge? No, Siege Giants. A nice little bit of stun there from the Siege Giants there. Grave Golem now pounding away at the gates. Meanwhile, the red Golem is also pounding away, but I believe the blue Golem is doing a little bit more damage. Boom, there we go. Lovely hook there from Stitches as well on Ufa, but unfortunately Ufa is not the target you want to go for, because this is going to get you into trouble trying to kill Ufa, because most of the time he doesn't die, and Stitches gets picked off because of it as the red team focus him down. And they've also got that Grave Golem doing some decent-ish damage. Kerrigan looking like she's putting a bit of pressure on Gazlo. We can see that Rainer's Raiders are chasing on Fala. Protective shield used by Tassadar to try and keep his teammates alive. Rainer going in quite heavy on Fala. He's very determined to bring her down. Meanwhile, we can see that phase shift has been used for Tassadar as he backs off, giving him a little bit of invulnerability and invisibility for 2 seconds as he passes back. And red team are starting to do quite a lot of damage to that blue base, but we can also say the same for blue team doing damage towards red's base up at the top. It's going down, and it looks like a couple of players from both teams are basically teleporting back to try and defend against this Grave Golem harass. Lovely little slam there from Stitches. The giant Grave Golem now in a little bit of trouble. He's being hit quite heavily by the 3 red team players. And down he goes. Another Sentinel being used there by Taronda, trying to pick off maybe something or catch something. We got Plague of Toads chasing down Kerrigan from the Zebra. And now it's Nazeeba versus Ufa. Wall of Zombies blocks off the path for Reyna to get into him, so that's a nice little touch. And Ravenous Spirit being used to chase down Ufa. Kerrigan ravaging in there. Primal Grasp. Looks like red heroes are going to be dropping very shortly. There was a nice little touch there for Tassadar as well, using the Force Wall to try and block off the enemy's pathing, but didn't quite work out as intended. Not as well as he hoped. Power Slide there and Face Melt for e.t.c. just about narrowly escaping a hook as well. We can see that Kerrigan's in a little bit of trouble, backing off here with the Protective Shield. Time Warp placed offensively towards the red team. We've got some Blue Knights moving down towards the bottom lane. And we've got another hook miss there, but Reyna's Raiders are around now. They're going heavy on Fala. Fala about to be picked off any second now. There we go. Reyna getting the kill on that. Stitches doing some tanking for the blue team. Reyna backing off there from Stitches' assault. He was trying to get in there, I could see it. Another Force Wall there for Tassadar, blocking off the pathing. We've got Starfall going down by the looks of it for Taronda, doing some nice AoE damage, and another blue hero killed. Kerrigan goes down. Tassadar backing off. Nazeeba just trying to take some damage there or block off the path. Lovely little engagement there between those two teams. We can see it looks like a fort's about to go down just to the minions on the bottom lane for blue. Down it goes. Red team is now down a fort. We can see that blue team currently has 3 forts. Red team has 2 forts. Blue team is on 15 levels. Red team is on 14 levels. And both teams are equal on 8 kills each. Death Laser being used there alongside an Explodium charge for Gazlo to try and help him pick off this Siege Giant camp to help bolster his team's armies. Meanwhile, blue team have 3 players currently on this Siege Giant, so they'll be able to pick that off very quickly and capture that. Undead have spawned. The mine is ready by the looks of it. So we've got to collect those skulls nice and early. We can see 2 players on the minimap have entered for blue. Meanwhile, we actually have 2 players up at the top. Nazeeba and Stitches picking off another creep camp, trying to at least, but it looks like red are about to engage. Lunar Flare there by Taronda, doing some nice damage. Ufa sprinting in there by the looks of it. Some nice speed there. e.t.c. stage dive to block off their escape, and Nazeeba being picked off. Stitches, will he be able to get out? He uses Devour, but he's not enough to get him out of that situation. Ufa walks away. And another Siege Giant camp being crept out there. We can see, looks like the red gate, and the blue gate is under a little bit more threat. Towers being picked off. Red team very strong at the bottom here. 5 players alongside some Siege Giants. Siege in that base. Death Laser being used lovely there just to pick off a few bits. Meanwhile, a less threatening attack from the top there for blue. A fort goes down for blue, so red brings it even to 2 forts each, and they are towards the primal base. Kerrigan denying that Robo Goblin from getting a hit in there with Primal Grasp. A big battle going off here. Taronda using their abilities. I can't quite tell. Everything's going to happen. Force Wall. We've got Death Laser, we've got Slam, we've got Ravage, we've got Starfall, Siege Giants chucking rocks everywhere. Holy Radiance, Death Lasers going left, right, centre. Wall of Zombies, Slam. Looks like Reyna's Raiders are starting to come in, and they're cloaked, and they're heavily focusing on Stitch. They might want to swap over to Fala. Looks like e.t.c. and Ufa want to run back slightly. We've got Stitches in a bit of trouble. Kerrigan ravaging back in, Primal Grasp. Hook just narrowly missing there by the looks of it. Ufa not in as much trouble as Kerrigan as she goes down there to the Death Laser. And Fala stepping forth, hungering arrows, dashing in with the fault, but being pushed back and finished off with a nice little Lunar Flare there, stunning her and allowing the team to kill from Taronda. Sentinel also going through Tassadar as he uses his phase shift, phasing out that Sentinel as it might be taught. Oh, there's a hook and it's caught up on Reyna. Gorge rather, sorry, being used. It was Gorge, and he gets the slam down. Looks like a little mini stun there for Reyna as he still manages to get away. Got quite a nice bit of health on him, so must have had his health regen there from one of his abilities. And Nazeeba just pushing back down here with 3 players for the blue team, pushing on the bottom lane. We've got Reyna in the middle, just narrowly missing. Well, he wouldn't miss it because it's on his own team, but a Sentinel going through. It allows fission for the players. We can see that 50 skulls have been collected by the wave of blue team and 0 for red team. So red team don't seem to be too concerned at the moment about these skulls. Oh, there's a hook there because Stitches knew that Reyna was sitting in that bush waiting. Penetrating round allows Reyna to walk away there. Oh, looks like Tyrande just sort of doing an attack there as one of the players stands out or gets out. That's pretty funny looking, and it's still followed. It reminds me of some glitches that you can still see in Warcraft 3, which is an amazing game. Go play it if you haven't played it before. I highly suggest it. And we can see Tyrande being picked off there in a bit of a bad spot. Meanwhile, was that fella being taken down? I believe it might have been. Yes, it was. Oh, stage dive there for e.t.c. Getting the hit on, ooh, lovely, on Nazeeba. Nazeeba using one of the talents that performs an ice block ability that gives your hero an invulnerability for 3 seconds. Stitches teleporting back, so that's Ku going back. We've got blue team about to pick off the last golem left, which will grant those 20 skull golems, as we found out. So there's going to be a giant skull golem for grave golem for blue team, and it's going to be summoning right now, but we can see that red team are very strong and in the palace of blue team. Blue team coming in here helping, trying to defend. Kerrigan throwing down primal grasp, being pushed back. Forceful trying to push back the red team, but the red team are going very strong in the palace, and they are able to bring it down before the grave golem becomes any use whatsoever. So you can see the difference in tactics there between the blue team and the red team. The red team completely and utterly foregoing their any sort of advantage you would get from completing the game objective, which is to collect the skulls and summon the grave golem. They said no to all of that, go very heavy down the lanes, pick off as many heroes as possible, and win the game. And it worked for them. If the game was dragged out just a little bit longer, it could have been very different, and the blue team might have taken the victory. But we can see that unfortunately for the blue team, they needed just a little bit more time that they just couldn't quite grasp. So we can see the end result was, let's have a look at this. Just got to get my little thingy working. And it's going to be 18 levels for both teams. 2 forts left for blue, although that doesn't really matter now that their palace is down. 1 fort left for red team. 10 kills for the blue team and 14 kills for the red team. Nice job, both teams. A very entertaining game. And I hope you enjoyed it there as well, because I really did. So if you like this video, please do me a favor and thumbs it up. Give it a big old like. If you want to find me on my YouTube channel, you can do so. youtube.com/WTii1. That's WTii1, the number 1. You can also catch me and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. So I'm Witty1 on there. And if you want to watch me on my Twitch stream, which I stream from time to time, that'll be twitch.tv/Witty. So that's just WTII. Well, there it is. I hope you enjoyed this game. I really did. And thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe, you can like, you can help me out, and have a good one. I'll see you later.